You're going to love Steve Hutson. He is a force of nature. This man, not content with the way the recruitment industry works, has decided to completely reinvent it, and this is his story.
My name's Steve Hutson and I'm the founder of Superstars, which is an alternative way to doing recruitment. In fact, I'm changing recruitment forever through the Superstars model. So it's very exciting because I've been in the design and recruitment game now for 25 years. So that's why you've seen me in my video talking about moisturizers, because I'm looking really good for what we're trying to achieve here. So what's really important is, though, throughout my whole career, it's all been about talent focus. And unfortunately, in the recruitment industry, it hasn't been about talent focus, it's been about money. So what we need to do is change the recruitment way forever, because it's been like this for 60 years and hasn't changed a thing. And here we are in digital innovation world, where it's the most amazing kind of industry that's changing consistently, and yet we're doing staffing exactly the same way. So with Superstars, we've come up with this brand new model that gets rid of fees, margins, all that sort of stuff. And Stevie doesn't become a pimp anymore to his talent, and actually be there to be a real career consultant, look after you, change their lives, and make things better for them in their career. So it's a really exciting new world that we're creating. Yeah, it's really interesting. The trends in staffing has been, there's another reason for why we're doing Superstars. So if we look at the business end, so if we're looking at the client interacting with the recruiters and doing that. So in the last 5 or 6 years, margins and markups have just been dramatically reduced. We also see that a lot of clients are taking on recruiters and actually putting them into in-house. So there's a lot of this kind of new sort of way they think is a new way of doing it. But unfortunately, what's going on is that we're just moving like a recruiter from the outside world into the internal world. So they've still got the same kind of ethics. So I'm not sort of taking anything away from the really good people out there, because there are some amazing recruiters out there. But what there is an awful lot of really bad ones. So unfortunately, in some clients' cases, they just take these really bad people and put them into their businesses, and that really affects the way things are going. So what with the social media world going on right now, so you've got more direct connection to the talent. So talent really don't need recruitment consultants right now. So they've got LinkedIn, they've got Facebook, they've got Twitter, they're creating their own communities to actually get their own jobs. So that's the massive trend that's been going on. Hence why clients are going, well, why am I paying all these markup and margins then? Because you're not doing what you're telling me you're supposed to be doing. And unfortunately, people have been doing that for 60 years, so that's got to stop. So with Superstars, what we're trying to do is make that better for them. So the kind of trends that we're looking out for the future is like with LinkedIn. They started off several years ago, and I was one of the 250,000 people. So it was quite interesting. During that time, that was fantastic. There was loads of really great professionals on there. People were talking to each other as much as they could via LinkedIn. And then what happened was recruiters got onto it. And then they started to grow and grow and grow. So now LinkedIn has about 30% of recruiters on your LinkedIn profile. Think about it. How many times has a recruiter applied to you or your LinkedIn profile and not actually another fellow professional? So that's all the difference that's going on there. So what we need to see then is this whole new way of embracing the social media side of things, understanding about how talent really want to work and what the actual needs of the client as well, how they need to develop their businesses for the future, especially during such a tough recession time. So here's the funny thing about recession, right? So is recession funny? Yes, it is actually, because what it does, it makes people think alternatively. So we've got through massive redundancies, people losing their jobs. So it's been sad and depressing things going on there for the last couple of years. But what actually has happened is now the clients and the market are looking at things in a different way. They're going, right, so what do we need to do now to make our businesses better? So they realise that the people that they have kept, they have to really, really look after. And the people that they want to sort of take on for the future, they have to make sure they really, really want to be a part of their business. So what they have to do now is embrace what is really needed right now. We've been talking about life balance now for 4 or 5 years, but nobody's really done that. So what people are now doing because of the recession is accepting that. So it's okay for people to have flexible hours. It's okay for people to be working remotely, and it's okay for people to actually take less benefits and take more cash, for instance, because they're thinking alternatively about how they're working. So, and if you can start up in this particular time in recession, it's a beautiful time to start up because people listen to you more than when somebody's quite comfortable making money, and why would they look at your service? So actually, this is a really good time to think about businesses for the future, and it's a really good trend right now. So it's one of the reasons why this site and other sites and Superstars are going to be really successful. So I actually worked, so here's a little bit about my career, really. I think that just probably explains why I'm doing Superstars as well. So I've been in the design and industry game for over 20 years. So I started off being an art worker and discovered the Macs, and I was doing like report and accounts in Illustrator 88, which was crazy. So I'm working for some great companies like Michael Peters, all the partners, really great brand consultancies at the time. So I became like a digital art worker, studio manager, IT new media manager. So back in the day, we were calling it new media. So I was, back in those times, I was responsible for ISDN access, which was a big woohoo thing right then time. My first ever site was built for Unilever, and it was using just 5 HTML tags. That was it. And I was dealing with these really amazing programmers who looked at Photoshop and then basically deprogrammed Photoshop because they were trying to make JPEGs better for the actual site. And having fantastic conversations with designers who are going like, we want this to be in Panto 186, but it seems to work on this screen, but it's a completely different color on this screen. So that was the things that we had to think about back in those days to really understand about that kind of thing. So I've been there, I've done the 5 o'clock in the morning touches, you know, I've had really interesting clients, phoning up odd hours and all sorts of things. So being a part of all that really makes sure that I can sort of help people develop in their careers for the future in that side of things. So while I was at the partners, I was actually approached by this recruitment company, and they said, you'd be brilliant in recruitment. And my actual time of that was like, you got to be joking. Why the hell would I want to be a recruiter? So, but I actually liked the people I was dealing with, because at that time, there was like, it was a job that had no commission to it. It was all talking about holistic behavior, and it would seem to be really understanding talent. And I thought, you know what? Back then, recruitment, it was really, really bad, and it's still as bad as it is today. I want to change that, so I want to be a part of that. So I'm going to do this. So it took them a year to convince me, but I went and joined them, and I became the founder of their digital businesses. And basically, I grew there for 15 years, and sort of like developed teams from like 1 or 2 to 25 people. You know, on the financials, it was like starting off about 100K to a £14 million a year business. So it was really fantastic. And most importantly, I met all these incredible talent, and using my past experiences, because I used to be a talent and did freelancing and permanent work and all those kind of things. And we worked together. Even during the times when it was like year 2000, when there was the big crash, I actually got in contact with people, helped them out, and they were basically losing jobs. So I actually got them all together, sat them down, and about sort of 10 of them I placed for free just to get them working again. But that was really important. So I suppose that's gave me the reputation of being digital angel and actually helping people. And I think that's what's really important to me, that I realised that staffing is actually an amazing place to be. If you can be with somebody and do the job properly, it's the most amazing experience. I get flowers, chockies, baby pictures, be responsible for 2 marriages, help people get together, boyfriends, girlfriends, it doesn't matter, whatever. But it's been amazing. And, you know, I walk into my clients and people know me, and that's really, really lovely. So that's what's really exciting as well. Yeah, going out on your own, my God. You always dream of having your own business. And in my family, we had fish and chips. So when I was 12, I was serving fish and chips. So it's always, I suppose I had self-employment in my blood, but I was terrified of it. You know, I saw the struggles that my mum and dad went through and trying to sort of build up the shop. And we had a very, very successful shop. People used to come miles for our fish and chips. But, you know, I wanted to go and do the permanent thing and do art. And I always wanted to be a commercial artist. I was a rubbish commercial artist. But, you know, got involved in doing digital, and this was really, really fantastic. So I suppose really now looking back, I should have left that company about 5 years ago. But it was the fear factor, really. It was like, I'm getting regular money coming in, and it's worth me taking all this kind of seriously abuse, really, at that particular time, was when managers are really taking you for granted, because I see that as a kind of abuse. It's not actually looking after people. So it's really making lots of money for somebody else And there was no kind of personal motivation. So, but you're used to it, so you want to do that. So it's really difficult to change your mindset to doing something different. I suppose to me, it got to the point where it was just really, really too bad. And I just wanted to do something completely different. And I really wanted to make a difference to people's lives again. So that was the motivation for me to get over my fear and actually do it. So when I started Superstars, I had no money. It was hysterical. I had no investment whatsoever. All I had was one month's salary and an overdraft. And then a friend of mine turned around and gave me a couple of £1,000 just to get me through the first 3 months. And it was the passion and the belief and knowing that I was doing something that I love, and seeing the feedback that I was getting just really made that big difference. And here I am towards the end of the year, debt-free company, which is completely shocking to me, and next year we're going to make lots of money. But more importantly, we're attracting all this fantastic talent that I meet in every day. So I get this wonderful energy just seeing these people, and they're awesome, absolutely amazing. I love that. In any new company, it's about cash flow. That's your biggest killer. That's the most scariest thing of all. And you do get to these times and you go, there's only 50p in the bank account, and what the hell am I going to do? And of course, I've had that time. But you know what? It's the power and the belief within you, and the support. It's really important to get support around you. My partner in my life was really amazing for me, my family, my friends. Again, in my case, it was the talent. They kept on believing in me. They kept on saying to me, it's great. So it was just another day. So one day you'll feel really, really bad, but guess what? It's the morning. It really is good. And something really positive happens, and it gets it's just usually when I get to those kind of dark times, actually, this is really true. I forgot about this. I should live by this very, very simple phrase. It's like happiness is a series of great moments, right? So whenever I feel like that, I actually think about that. And I just think about all the great things I've done in my career, all the great things I've done at Superstars, and all I know it sounds cheesy, but all the talent saying thank you, and that just gives you the power to go on. And that's what's really important, because if you believe in your passion and you have that real want to do this in this product, it goes, I promise, and all those problems will disappear. Being a founder, you have to take responsibility, and that means you find a way. Whatever that is, I'll use a credit card, or I'll have a cup of tea, or I'll phone Alec. That's the sort of things you need to do to really get you through your business. Is so, so important. And keep that belief. And hey, look at Facebook, the way that's grown into it. LinkedIn, all these different companies, all like startup, and Superstars has been compared in that way, which is mad, but it's amazing. People somewhere. So if you want to do something, just do it, and then you'll see the real great results of it. There's many, many great ideas out there, but it's actually just doing those great ideas. So that power of belief is really important to make that happen. It's really good stuff.